Hello, Projectionerd here, and I've been watching many different types of superhero-based content by creators such as Xanderflix and Superhero Saturday, with Xanderflix's videos on his childhood superhero Bullet Boy, which will be linked down below in the description, inspiring me to talk about my own childhood superheroes. But there is just one problem. I don't remember most of them, and the only ones I do remember are the ones that are on screen now. This is their only artwork I have of them. This is the only artwork I have of them. Sorry about that. And the stories I have as their bios right next to the picture is, they're bad. So today we're going to fix that. We're going to give them full body art of both their civilian and superhero counterparts, as well as update their origin story while fully explaining their arsenal and abilities. And by the end, hopefully we'll have a much better end product than what we started with. Before we properly get started, remember to like, comment, and subscribe if you like what you see here. Um, Before I forget, Editor Nerd, get the superhero stills for me, please. Thank you. The first hero on our list is a hero I call Electroquill. Don't ask about the name. I know it's bad. I'm just not good at naming characters, alright? So, here's his origin. Adam Lewick growing up wasn't someone you would expect to become a superhero. Well, that was until Adam's father married a woman who practiced magic. She would eventually teach everyone in the family how to use magic, with Adam doing the best out of all of them, leading to him diving deeper into learning everything he could. Although, upon the passing of Adam's father and stepmother, he began to use his skills to help people, and eventually became the hero Electroquill by complete accident. Um, after being properly recognized as a hero, he would eventually meet other heroes who together formed the New Guild of Superheroes. Abilities and weapons. His abilities include electrokinesis, the manipulation of electricity, and magic. As a magician, he wields two magical artifacts. They are the Eye of Truth, which sees past illusions, and a spellbook for more complex spells. The inspiration for this character? I don't remember at this point. It could be anything. You could tell me, oh yeah, it was Charlie McCharleston over on Charles Chamber. I don't know, and I'd probably have to believe you. Um, what did I change? Most of the character, parts of his origin, and how some of the magic artifacts worked. By that I mean I took away two of his magic artifacts and just replaced them and made sure I knew how the only one I left him worked. But with the story of Adam Luke out of the way, or I guess the introduction out of the way, let's move on to our next character, someone I call Matrix. Origin. Marcus Allen was somebody who lived his life normally until he was caught in a really bad accident that left him in the hospital on life support. After weeks, his body began to just heal much faster than it had previously. When his body was fully healed, why did in my script I goofed up because I have a really weird memory. So right here it says he found a note from someone that told him that God damn it, keep that in. Cut out me swearing or bleep it or something, but yeah. Take 4? After being let out of the hospital, he found a note from somebody that told him that he was the new host of something called the DNA Matrix, a nanite core that held DNA samples of each species from a long dead solar system. He then found out he was the descendant of the last remaining individual from said solar system. With this and the realization that others will try and kill him to get their hands on what is now his heart, he began to use it to help people so that should he ever be in danger, he would be capable of defending himself. One day he met other heroes with all of them joining forces as the new guild of superheroes. You know. Powers and weapons. So, the character himself only has one ability, that being genetic alteration, which is only useful when used with the DNA matrix. Speaking of which, the matrix is a nanite core that reproduces, making more nanites, all of which link back to the core like a hive mind. The core can allow whoever uses it to access the DNA sample stored within, allowing for the user to transform into any given DNA sample should they choose. In Mark's case, the nanites in his brain allow him to transform with a thought, with it also being the reason for the code names. He just doesn't have the species name known. Uh, each transformation happens on the genetic level, meaning it's an actual transformation, and will only last about 10 minutes, should he not drain himself of energy before the time limit. Inspiration. Obviously, this takes huge inspiration from Ben 10 and Generator Rex, with some transformations taking inspiration from other things. I'll probably make drawing shorts for each of them if you're interested, might make it one big video. And as for supersuit design, it's a tank top, pair of pants, some shoes, some knee pads, and a pair of gloves, because I don't like drawing complex designs. It's not really my thing, you know? Anyway, mm, so what did I change from the original? Originally, the DNA matrix was a watch, but seeing how I wanted to create something new, I changed the matrix's form. The Matrix also used to transform the user into magical beings, but I changed that to aliens because I need to do something with outer space for once. Yeah, I usually rely on superpowers and magic, which is why they happen a lot within this. But let's move on to our next character. Now for our third hero of the day, a hero I call Grayscale, one of the better names on this list if I'm being honest. So, origin. Haley Daniels was born to a family who have unique abilities, those being white and black flames. At first, she used these abilities in an underground fighting ring, although due to her healing abilities, she was removed after only a few fights. One day, she accidentally discovered and came into possession of the weapon of an old villain named Grayscale. The sword grants the ability which was named after said villain. Upon learning how the sword's ability worked, she became a hero using the alias of the villain, which didn't help her much in the beginning. However, after proving herself and meeting other heroes, she would end up forming the new guild of superheroes. I promise we will get to the meaning behind the name eventually. Abilities and weapons. The white and black flames each have something they represent. The white flame represents life. It heals the injured, although will harm the undead. The black flames represent death, and will injure the living with the damage of like a punch, but it does heal the undead. It's like the opposite. The white flame is like a healing potion in Dungeons and Dragons. I don't know why I didn't put that in the script, but you know, way to go. The sword, called Grayscale's Sword of the Void, is a sword that contains the ability to transport the wielder and up to 3 others into a colorless, timeless void, in which the wielder is invisible to all others, allowing for precise attacks. Once outside of the void, the ability requires a 1-hour recharge period. Inspiration? I don't know what inspired the character, but the ability of Grayscale is primarily inspired by something the Shield of Triumph does in Power Rangers Dino Thunder. Side note, I might be making a Power Rangers video this year. I don't know yet. I'll work on the script. Anyway, as for the super suit, I just like simple designs, so a costume made of everyday clothes seemed really cool to me. What did I change? I clarified what the flame's properties were. I hadn't done so originally. I made the grayscale a property of the sword, as opposed to it being a combination of the flame abilities, therefore giving the sword more of a purpose than just, I have a sword! I can thwack people with sharp, pointy, giant knife. That's not at all what a sword is, but oh well, we're moving on. I also switched the gender to female because I, when I was small, had a really bad problem of I don't know how to think about. I'm bad at making characters, so I just made all of them guys. As you can see, that has now shifted to I don't know how to English even when I'm reading a script. Anyway, let's move on to our next character, the fourth hero of the day, someone I call Eclipse Star. Holy crap, the names just got really almost bad again. Here's the origin of Eclipse Star. Oscar Lawrence is the son of former heroes Solar Man and Lunar Woman, who were sadly unable to raise their child, leaving him in the care of other former heroes, Arcane and Terra Screech, former members of an old superhero team called the Guild of Superheroes. Having trained his abilities with them, he eventually discovered that much like his parents, he could summon a supersuit, and with his training and new suit, he took to being a hero just like everybody else around him, apparently. He eventually found other heroes, who all came together to form the new Guild of Superheroes. I might tell the story of why that is next time I touch this universe. I'm sure that'll be soon. Abilities and weapons. He has no weapons, although he has a list of abilities. Pyrokinesis, cryokinesis, the manipulation of fire and ice respectively, gravity manipulation, incredible speed and strength, flight, and of course, suit summoning. Um, yeah. Inspiration? The word eclipse. That's it. The character was based on a word. Originally, when designing the suit for this video, I took inspiration from Superman and Alien X, but then grabbed a picture of an actual eclipse as well as the Five Nights at Freddy's animatronic, which is what helped with the color choice. I think the supersuit turned out great, and as my art style improves, so will the designs. Holy cow! What did I change? I took a few of his original abilities away and replaced them with other abilities, just because, I didn't want to have to try and explain, what is this? I don't even know what this is. I didn't want to explain it to myself, which would be harder than explaining it to you all. So I just replaced it with something I could actually understand. Um, Also changed the uh, hero names of his parents a little bit. So let's move on to our last character of the day, shall we? Alright, take three, let's go! Got a script that doesn't make me want to cry a little bit. Cut the joke out. Alright, take three. Tech Beast's origin. Michelle Greens grew up relatively normal despite being a technopath, uh, which does make you stand out when not everybody has superhuman abilities. However, she mainly only stood out when writing essays on a computer without touching said computer. However, after seeing the state of everything around her and how it was just a disaster and how her abilities could help everyone, she got to work creating an armor that would allow her to use her abilities to protect people. After fighting and helping people for months, she came into contact with the heroes Electriquill, Eclipse Star, Grayscale, and Matrix. And we all know what that led to. Abilities and weapons. Tech Beast has the abilities of Technopathy, the mental manipulation of technology, I believe. I could be wrong. And Electrokinesis, manipulation of electricity. She also wields a highly durable armor, which is kind of like a heavy-duty Iron Man armor, but oh well, we'll talk about that in the next section. Um, which is built to take a hit and kind of scare people a little bit when they aren't paying attention. The armor's design was inspired from the Dark Revival Ink Demon, as well as a heavier-duty Iron Man armor, like the Hulkbuster and the one with the jackhammer arms. Editor, throw up the images because I don't remember what that one was called. Also, throw up what mark number that was. Um, yeah. What changed? The origin of the character's abilities, some of the things the armor can do, and of course the gender of the character. But hey, that's everything. Let's head on to the outro. So you've made it to the end of the video. If you want to see a second part to this, I can probably make a video about why the new guild formed in the first place, or a video about each transformation the Matrix has. Yeah, probably some villains or something. I do have two characters that I wanted to put in this video, but I just couldn't get the art done in time. So I could probably add them to another video soon. Um, but until next time, I've been the Projectionerd. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoyed what you've seen here. I need to go research Bendy stuff. Later, folks.